absolutely necessary. Her stint working as an assistant to Hendry's store janitor come Santa come resident alcoholic hadn't done much to dispel those beliefs. After a day of trying to communicate with the strange little hordes that streamed through and laid waste to the grotto on an hourly basis in the manner of a Viking invasion, she had decided that in future she would do all she could to avoid them. Maria had wiped all those beliefs clean in one afternoon. But then, she was an exceptional little girl. The cure had been so profound that Phoebe had actually been excited when Steve, her boss, had asked her to stay on at Hendry's after the Christmas job had ended. Phoebe Clements working in a toy shop, the centre of the kiddie universe. It was a strange turn of events indeed. Almost as strange was how quickly she had found herself falling for Jack. After Vic's death, she had locked her heart away, and it had withered. She had believed that nothing or no one could bring her back from that point. But that was before Jack's blue eyes had smiled at her, before those dimples that played at the corners of his mouth had worked their peculiar magic, before his soft voice and attentive nature had taken her by surprise with their power to charm and heal what she thought was forever broken. Some days she was frightened by it all. Sometimes, in her darker moments, the old pangs of guilt returned, and she clung on to the memory of Vic, forcing herself to remember his face and his voice for fear they would disappear for good. And in those darker moments were the conflicting emotions, the fear that by conjuring up Vic she was somehow being unfaithful to Jack, and that karma or fate or whatever strange and invisible power ruled the universe would take him and Maria from her as punishment for her ingratitude. The only thing she ever knew for certain was that when she was with Jack, everything felt right and good. She held on to those feelings and tried to cherish them while she could. "Come on," Jack called, shaking Phoebe from her musings. "Maria's got two already." She realised with some surprise that she was standing in the middle of the still frosted lawn. She must have looked like a brain-addled loon, staring into space with the absent smile she could feel on her lips. "3!" Maria shouted from the depths of the Leylandi hedge. Phoebe adjusted her own rabbit headband, waggled her bum to shake the bunny tail she had attached, and twitched her nose, sticking her teeth out and sniffing the air. "Bunny powers, activate!" she cried, as Maria, watching her, dissolved into a fit of new giggles. "All the chocolate will be mine." Racing over to the trees, she pretended to barge Maria aside and proceeded to snuffle around in the bedding plants like a deranged pig on a crack-fueled truffle hunt. Maria's giggles became shrieks of delight, all thoughts of her own search forgotten as she watched Phoebe's larking about become more and more absurd. She glanced up to see that Jack was watching too. A huge grin spread across his face. Phoebe sent a radiant smile back, and then pulled Maria's arm to join her. "We're bunnies!" Maria protested in between gales of laughter. "We're bunny pig mutants," Phoebe replied. "Go with it, girl." "Found another one!" Maria suddenly squeaked, pulling a bright pink egg from the undergrowth and holding it aloft with a look of triumph. "You're good." Phoebe held up her hand for a high five. "I need to get a move on or there'll be nothing left." And that was when she saw it. Glinting from within the thorny branches of a wild raspberry bush, a sliver of gold. "Aha!" she cried, carefully reaching inside to retrieve it. She winked at Maria. "I do believe that's now 4-1. Never underestimate the Man United of Easter egg hunting. Comebacks are always possible." As she dropped it into her basket, she noticed this particular egg gave a dull clunk, as if it was made of something harder than chocolate. Then she saw the label. "To Phoebe, a special egg." With a glance at Maria, who was now scouring a patch of primula as if her life depended on it, Phoebe turned her attention back to the egg with a puzzled frown. "Aren't you going to open it?" Jack asked from behind her. "You made me jump," Phoebe laughed, blushing without knowing why. "Well?" "It's against the rules of the game, isn't it?" "I don't think anyone's looking."